morning, everyone. We're going to kick off things a little bit on the early side today with the most beautiful and talented and illustrious of pianists, Barbara Young, performing our prelude music. Please enjoy.
Good morning. It is a good morning to start with cheerful voices and beautiful music. Thank you. Welcome, everyone, to this service of the Unitarian Universalist congregation in Grand Traverse. I'm Dave Newhouse. I'm a member of the Sunday Services Committee, the Endowment Committee, Vocal Ensemble. Don't stand still, you go get recruited. So. Welcome to those of us who are joining online, live streaming, as well as those here in our beautiful sanctuary. If you are visiting, or if you're new to the congregation, or returning to the congregation, and if you're willing and able, would you stand and introduce yourself? Christine will bring you a mic so we can all hear you. Going once? Going twice? Oh, good.
Hi, my name is Kevin.
My name is Chrissy.
Hi, my name is Kylie.
Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you. I'm Kara, and I'm here with my son, Alex.
Welcome. We invite everyone here to join us after the service in the social hall for refreshments and conversation. There are yellow mugs that will identify you as a visitor whom we would like to get to know, so we welcome all into our ministry of a wide embrace. Now, sharing our joys and concerns with our beloved community helps us stay connected in caring and in celebration. For those of you in the sanctuary, the book with the joys and concerns is over here by the candle holder on your left. You can enter a message there that you'd like to share with the congregation at any time. Or if you have thoughts and concerns too deep, there are candles that can be lit at any time to commemorate that. One of the joys we have today, I think, was this week, was remembering the values of justice and equity and compassion that we saw in Jimmy Carter's life, a life of integrity and service. His legacy as a statesman, a humanitarian, and a person of faith, deep faith, will continue to inspire generations to come, as it does us. As we start the service this morning, did I miss something? Okay. I invite you to set aside the distractions of daily life. Please set your phasers to stun, so we can each enjoy full attention to this time together. So, Marianne, would you tell us what is a hymn sing anyway?
Hi, Marianne Rivers, also part of the Sunday Services Committee, and thrilled to see so many lovely singers this morning. I hope you were humming all the way in to church. Wherever you are on your life's path, you're safe and welcome here. We hope you're ready to join us in song as we hear the stories of the discovery of favorites and sing along as Barbara Young plays for us. Barbara is holding us up today. She is playing all of the hymns that have been requested, plus her beautiful prelude. We hope that you remember a time when you were touched deeply by a beautiful melody or words that held a special meaning for you. Sometimes a quiet, soft song can be a prayer. Sometimes a gospel beat can lift us up to a different space. Hymns are a form of worship for many of us, a way to connect with each other, a way to bring us to a higher place. Hymns can educate, explain, support, soothe, honor, comfort. So many ways we can respond to different hymns. Before we begin with my choice, I got to choose to be first. Ann Sweeney sent me an email with this suggestion, which I thought was a marvelous suggestion, and I'm hoping most of you took a gray hymnal. And her suggestion was to open the hymnal and look at the names in the front page and see who honored whom. It was a fundraiser years and years ago, and by looking at that and seeing who's there, then we could remember their stories as they're told this morning and include them in our service, in our prayers, our ancestors and contemporary people who are going to be held in our hearts just by reading their names. And maybe you knew them. Maybe you could even thank the donors if you know them. Thank you, Richard. And I'm sure that Mrs. Skidmore will be grateful, his first music teacher. And that was in my gray hymnal in the front, so please feel free to start in. My choice for a favorite is Spirit of Life by Carolyn McDade. I could not sing it all the way through without crying for the first 100 times I sang it. Each time I sing it, even now, I'm touched by the words that help me go deeply to feel my connection to the universe, the thread that connects us all, and it helps me understand I'm not alone here. I've asked Catherine to come up and lead us with her wonderful dance of American Sign Language. And Catherine's going to speak to us a little bit about it before she starts the song. So we're looking, and I think the words will be up on the monitor.
Good morning, Catherine Van Ostrand. I also was very moved the first time I heard this piece, crying most of the time as well. And I noted how visual the language is of this hymn. And so I decided that this would be a good entry point into introducing more sign language into this congregation. I'm a sign language interpreter and I spend a lot of time with the deaf community. So I wanted to share the gift of sign language with you by talking about what it was like to introduce this to the vocal ensemble a while back, a few months ago. And I'll show you some of the signs, and then we'll all have a chance to sing it, and I'll keep signing. If you want to learn the sign language, I know it's not easy to learn it just in one service, but there is on our website now a link of the sign language interpretation of this song. So if you want to incorporate sign language, I'll be signing it every time I'm in the congregation too. Just keep watching, just keep absorbing it. It feels really good to show the love of this beautiful piece in a visual form as well. So here, before we all sing it with Anne Marie, this is left and right hand makes a difference. So you've got left hand and right-handed signers. So if you are right-handed, you can sign like I am. If you're left-handed, you can do the opposite. Anyway, this is the sign for spirit. And then life, up your body like this. The concept of come unto me. Have your, like a vessel here, and the spirit come unto me, like that. Sing is like the sign music. Sing. And then the sign for heart, you're going to use your middle finger and touch your heart. Stirrings of compassion is the concept of inspiration. And then compassion, understanding with your head, flicking the finger like that, and understanding with your heart. So you sign compassion. Blow in the wind. This is the sign for blow. And then wind keeps moving like this. See, visual, really visual. Rise. And then the sign for water is like this. And water, ocean. So water or sea. Then keep your hands moving and sign move. In the hand, this is the sign for hand. Giving life the shape of justice, that concept. Life, and then work for justice. Work. Justice is equal like this, twice. Justice. Roots hold me close. This is the sign for tree. And this is the sign for the tree's roots. Roots. Hold me close. I chose to use the sign for cherish, holding myself close with the cherish. So roots, hold me close. And important when you're signing hold me close or cherish, to have a look of, I just hold it so close, I cherish it. Roots, hold me close. Wings set me free. This is the sign for wings. Imagine like a beautiful raptor. Wings set me free is the sign for soar. Set me free. Spirit of life, again, we know this one. Spirit of life, come to me. And then the sign for unity. Again, we had a conversation in our VE about what the song meant to us and came up with that song at the end. Let's sing it. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me. Beautiful, beautiful.
Each week we light the chalice for stories and songs that long to be told and sung again and again. For stories and songs that long to be imagined and reimagined. For stories and songs that long to be envisioned and celebrated. We kindle this chalice. May its flame bring the light of different truths, different paths, different voices, all needed to cultivate transformative stories of justice, love, and beauty. Now, listen to the singing gong, hear its song, and feel the vibrations it stirs in our souls.
We want to invite all of our young people to come forward. Alrighty. Hello, hello. Good morning. How is everybody this morning? Good, good. Oh, you know what? I didn't grab the instruments that we were going to use. How's everybody doing? Good, good, good. Hi. All right, so today, Miss Anne Marie and I are going to work together to teach you a song, and we're going to do some body percussion because I forgot to grab the instruments. But we're going to do some rhythm. But the thing about songs is that we use them to tell stories, right? So do you guys all have a favorite song? Do any of you have a favorite song? Do none of you have a favorite song? Lots of them. What is one of your favorite songs? Don't know, can't think of it right off the top of your head. Does anybody have a favorite song that they want to share? What's your brother's favorite song?
Sunroof by Kids Bop.
What by Kids Bop? Sunroof? I don't know that song. Oh, there's tackling happening. Maybe let's not do tackling in the front of the church. Anybody else have a favorite song? No? No. Do you have a favorite song that we sing in church? Is there one that you like that we sing here? Any of our hymns that you really like that you've sung before? No, we're very quiet this morning. All right, that's fine. But you all have favorite songs. You just don't want to share them.
Chelsea, do you have a favorite song?
Do I have a favorite song? I have a lot of favorite songs. I love Taylor Swift, so I love a lot of Taylor Swift songs. One of them is Out of the Woods. That is one of my favorite ones. But yeah, I also have a lot of favorite songs, so I guess it's tricky to pick just one. But songs, they tell us stories, and they tell us about, if you pick your favorite song, maybe it tells you a little bit about who you are, right? Why do we have these favorite songs? Why do we pick them? Because they mean something to us, right? Maybe the words mean something. Maybe the song makes us want to move our bodies. Maybe it just kind of stirs something in our hearts and in our souls and makes us just feel good, right? Or feel anything you can sing, right? Anything you can sing, anything you can move to. That's kind of the whole point, right? Is that we want to move our bodies, we want to tell stories, we want things that resonate with us. That's why we sing in the first place. So it's part of storytelling, and it's part of how we change things, right? Songs for a long time have been used for social change. When people would march, or when people do march, for different things, they sing songs. And when people go to protests, they sing songs. And when people are fighting for different kinds of justice, they sing songs. And this is what we're going to do today, is we're going to sing a song called Building a New Way, that is about how we want to change our world. All right, so Miss Anne-Marie, will you teach us how this song goes?
All right, so this is for all of us.
This is for everybody.
When I do this gesture, that's my turn. When I do this gesture, it's your turn, okay? So I'll sing a little piece, then I'll sing it with you, okay? So listen, and then repeat it with me. We are building a new way. Ready? We are building a new way. Am I starting on the wrong note? Oh, I am starting on the right note, okay. We are, where am I? See, this is why you should practice in advance. We are building a new way. So now we're going to go high. We are building a new way. So you heard the first part was low and the second part echoed high. We are building a new way. Ready? We are building a new way. My turn. Feeling stronger every day. Feeling stronger every day. Then we're going to go back to the first part. We are building a new way. Ready? We are building a new way. Now, if that sounds good, and you want to get a little jazzy with it and stand up, then what we can do is add a little percussion just with our bodies. And I thought, let's not make this overly complex. So feel welcome to improvise, dance, whatever the Spirit moves you to do. But here is my suggestion for you. Very simple. Okay, I think we're ready. So that's a jumping off point. Ooh, if you feel something else, you want to groove with it, please improvise. I think we're ready to sing the whole thing.
All right, awesome. Jeff, can you cue up that video?
We are building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way, feeling stronger every day. We are building a new way.
Very nice. All right, my friends, now I believe we have to sit tight for a moment while the grown-ups get to sing to us. Because we got to sing.
Would you all join me in singing the children's benediction?
Appreciate the stool. Good morning. I'm Chris Walter, and my most favorite hymn that means so much to me, moves me every time, is How Could Anyone, written by Libby Roderick in 1988. I'd never heard this song in all of my 30-plus years as a member of the United Church of Christ Midland, and sometimes they did have folk music. The first time I encountered it was at the Celebration of Life service for Helen Waite Wells. This service was held here on July 13th, 2015. I did not get to know Helen very well, but since Rick and I joined this congregation in November 2014, I so admired Helen's devotion to the VE, and I also admired her husband Bill's love and attention to Helen in her wheelchair as he regularly brought her to VE rehearsals and Sunday services. Helen had suffered a stroke. How could anyone ever tell you, number 1053 in our teal book, Singing the Journey, was sung at Helen Wells' beautiful service as the very last hymn. As we sang the first line, tears formed in my eyes, and my thoughts immediately turned to our son, Jonathan Bryce Walter, who had ended his life on July 8th, 2008. My heart was still very tender at that time, still is, and I not only thought of him, but about so many others who were feeling hopeless, ill, or vulnerable in so many ways. And then, a couple of years later, around my birthday time in February, this arrived in the mail from my dear sister-in-law, Rick's sister Ann, who sent it from her home in Sitka, Alaska. Libby Roderick's CD, How Could Anyone? I couldn't believe it. We had never discussed the song and my love of it, but I will say, Anne and I are very simpatico. I played the CD over and over. This simple song spread like wildfire after Libby recorded it in 1990 on her CD, If You See a Dream. It became an internationally beloved anthem of hope and healing. The song's been featured widely on CNN's Anderson Cooper 360. It was highlighted on a CBS 60 Minutes special on teens at risk. It's been written about in newspapers ranging from the New York Times to the Hindustani Times. It's used in movies, and it's sung at the UN conference, was sung at the UN conference in Beijing by thousands of people. How Could Anyone has been used to bring inspiration and affirmation to people struggling with every imaginable challenge and to celebrate the beauty of human beings everywhere. Like AIDS orphans in Zambia, keeping their spirits high, gay activists affirming their inherent worth, children with different abilities at summer camp, honoring their wholeness, and people in prison making peace with their pasts. Finally, Libby Roderick is a native of Anchorage, Alaska, and she lives there part of the time. She graduated summa cum laude from Yale University in American Studies. She's worked as a TV and print news reporter, radio consultant, nuclear weapons educator, and writer on Alaska Native issues. So she's not only a brilliant songwriter of songs and lyrics, but all these other things, but she is like us. And just some of her favorite organizations are Union of Concerned Scientists, the Children's Defense Fund, and 350.org. Thank you for listening to my story. Let's sing.
Would you please rise in body or in spirit and join us in singing hymn number 1053 out of the Teal hymnal, How Could Anyone?
Have we heard the word celebration a few times today? Giving brings our mission to life, touching those within our walls and reaching out beyond. So our mission, grounded in love, we protect the web of life by building beloved community here and in the wider world, making good trouble, pursuing social justice and liberation, embodying radical love, welcoming those at the margins, engaging in lifelong learning. We seek faith and discovery, so we give in love, knowing our contributions are used mindfully. So these baskets being passed have two sides. The red side is for community needs, and like local food pantries. The blue side sustains our congregation. Now, there are other ways that you can give, as shown on the slide. The UUCGT website, the Venmo app, the Vanco mobile app. You can make arrangements with your bank, as we do for regular transfers. You can designate your gift as you choose for the congregation, for those in need, for fulfilling your annual pledge. Know that any and all contributions are welcome and will be put to good use. Okay. Hey, I'm up. Look at that. For our third hymn today, this is all we can finish here one more time. Okay. Our third hymn, we were asked what our favorite hymn was. And I immediately went to my dad's favorite hymn, Finlandia. It's a tone poem by Finnish composer Jan Sibelius. And he wrote it in response to an 1899 Russian imperial proclamation that declared the Tsar of Russia would rule Finland by edict. Does this sound familiar? Sibelius was a passionate patriot, and he composed Finlandia as a form of protest and a symbol of Finnish identity. It's become an unofficial second national anthem in Finland, representing hope and resilience and the desire for a peaceful future. So the Finlandia hymn has become an international song of peace. If we heard the whole orchestral part, it starts with such a striking, stirring chord. You just got to hear the whole thing. Look it up. It has become the tune for a number of Christian hymns. One of those is my dad's favorite hymn. Fred knew this right away. Be still, my soul, the Lord is at thy side. And that's why Dad wanted that sung at his funeral. There are other songs to this tune. At the Table, I've never heard. Land of the Pine, that ought to be us. When Memory Fades, and that's becoming me. Our Farewell Song, and if you looked at hymn number 318 in your great hymnal, you'd see We Would Be One to the same tune. The version we're going to see today is written by Stone, but he did it after Kierkegaard, who wrote the first words in the year 1900. And as we now face bombastic bullying, self-aggrandizing narcissism, America First xenophobia, on top of Russian hegemony in Ukraine, Israeli genocide in Gaza, we do well to reflect on Sibelius' humble paean to peace. Now, he lived until 1956. And as he was aging, his friend said to him, "How do you feel about all these people taking your music and putting their words on them?" And Sibelius answered simply, "I composed an orchestral tone poem. If they want to sing, let them sing."
If you would rise in body or in spirit and join us in singing hymn number 159, This Is My Song.
This is my
My name is Kelly McIntosh. I'm a member of the Congregational Care Team. They have been in the back room getting snacks ready for you for after our meeting. Is there anybody in here that's part of that group? Joni's out in the back. Ann is there. Connie is there. So if you feel like you want to talk to them about something, even if you just need a ride somewhere, we're certainly willing to do that. It is our practice as a religious community to set aside time in our service to name and honor the joys and concerns that mark our lives, the milestones and moments of our lived experience. I will be sharing the joys and concerns that have been offered up for us to hold in our hearts today. If you have a joy or concern that's a bit too heavy to share, I invite you to reach out to Reverend Alex or to the Congregational Care Team. If your joy is still raw and tender, we'll invite you to hold it in your heart as you are held in this loving community. And what I have new in the book, I am glowing as the result of the birth of Amelia Rose Kramer yesterday in Chicago. In this time of so much destruction and hatred, I am glad for the wisdom and love of her parents, who will love and guide her with their full loving hearts and the guidance of all their full attention. And that was from Andy Kramer. And then, keeping my friend Carrie in my heart, her husband survived an aortic aneurysm rupture on Wednesday and will be recovering for the next month. That's from Heather Shoemaker. And I'm just going to take the liberty to toss in a few of my own. I think as a congregation, our hearts all go out to the people who are suffering in the fires out in California. And a joy, I think, on a day like today, we can all be really grateful that we are part of this loving congregation, because we have no idea what's coming our way, but we do know that we can rely on each other to get us through.
When I think of hymns or music, I think of what is it that touches me. Sometimes it's the melody, sometimes it's the words, and sometimes it's the feeling that it can transport me anywhere. You can look at all of the things that touch our senses, the aroma of something baking in the kitchen, watching firelight. But for me, if you truly want to get into my soul, it's through music. So when I think of the hymn I have chosen, Abide With Me, I'll have to transport you back to me as a child. I grew up a Presbyterian, and from the time I was born, my parents worked at a camp on Higgins Lake. And it was the most beautiful setting, and it was full of the freedom of running around all summer in the woods and being a part of nature. And from the time I was 7 on, I was a camper there for a month every summer. And every evening after a movie, a campfire, skinny dipping, playing capture the flag in the woods, we would stand on the beach and we would sing Abide With Me. And the words would just go out into the universe. And so when I think of this song, I think of the stars swimming on the lake, thousands of their lights just sparkling there. I think of the moonlight's path where you could wander out into nowhere and everywhere. I think of the air full of the scent of pines and water and earth. And I think of my friends that are still my friends all these years later, who give me comfort and peace. So, not a UU hymn, not one you find in your hymnal, but to me, without listening to the words, it gives me beauty and stillness and warmth. It goes straight to my soul. So if you'll join me in singing Abide with Me.
This is a reading from the writing of Reverend William Sinkford, who was president of UUA for many years. Singing in community has been central to worship in our tradition for so many years. Some of the earliest recorded hymns we now know as the Psalms of the Hebrew Bible. Song allows us to name the holy, to give thanks, to acknowledge both joys and sorrows. We praise, lament, ask for support, and commit ourselves to making justice through song. Singing helps our very heady faith to find its loving heart. Singing in community brings us together and lets us know that we can raise a clear and unified voice. And we know that a congregation that loves to sing is always a vital and strong religious community. Our music can bind our very individualistic communities together. We struggle to define our shared faith. For many of us, it's hard to say simply what Unitarian Universalism is, but the elements of worship that we share help tell us who we are as a religious people. Our songs let us know that we are one religious people, despite the many spiritual paths we follow. My hope is that our congregation will find in this music a way to shape our community and give voice to our values as we move forward, supporting our deepening faith and a more effective voice for justice.
Blue Boat Home by Peter Mayer is one of my most favorite hymns. The song was released in 2002, and my appreciation for it is magnified by spending time on the ocean in Australia in 1991. I am an iconic Aquarian, born in mid-February, and loving water is in my DNA. The time on the ocean with the humpback whale singing and the dolphin with great trust bringing her new baby for me to see, has left me in eternal awe. Sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder, as I ply the starry sea. I so identify with Peter Meyer's words. I'm a sunrise worshiper, and I'm in rapture in the light of the full moon. But this next part, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep. The wonder of bodies of water will always enchant me, and questioning everything is just what I do. But this also reflects my questioning of traditional religious teachings, and I am most comfortable holding a deep sense of awe and wonder at all we humans cannot know. As a child, I fly fished the Au River, trapped muskrats on Robinson Creek, and swam in Higgins Lake, and worked hard at Michigan State University so that I could join Green Splash, a synchronized swim team. Each summer at our cabin in Ontario, I still swim across the lake, the loons calling me on. Drifting here with my ship's companions, all kindred pilgrim souls. This is the part that makes me feel so grateful to be a part of this congregation. We are kindred pilgrim souls, aren't we? We have the love of diverse understandings of the nature of God, which is freedom, like a good north wind. The importance of having my ship's companions really can't even be put into words. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the great winds urging me on, greet the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor's song. When Kevin Tarsa, a former minister here, asked the board members to take an online test to determine our signature strengths, I took that test, and my strongest score was gratitude. And I never thought of gratitude as a strength. But when I think about it, it is gratitude that has gotten me through life. I even say thank you multiple times. Every time I take a hot shower, I look up at that stream of water and say, thank you, it's such a luxury. I think giving thanks is how I sing the sky my sailor's song. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and earth is my blue boat home.
Would you all please rise in body or in spirit and join us in singing Blue Boat Home, hymn number 1064 in the Teal Hymnal.
Still
Let's share a moment of stillness as we think about what a beautiful. Our final song is Go Now in Peace. It's something that's very familiar to VE because we sing it every rehearsal, at the end of every rehearsal. And we sing it 3 times through. 2, the first one and the second time with piano, and the third time just Acapulco, as we say. But we take it upon ourselves to think as we're singing this. The first one is about me. I want to go now in peace. And the second time through is about our friends and family, our congregation. And the third time through is for the universe, for the world. Something we can put up into the air and hope it lands someplace. So, Barbara will begin for us.
It's important, I think, also to mention that this arrangement is slightly different than the one in the hymnal and was written in honor of Emmylou Belcher in 2004. Should we stand? Sit. Stand? I guess we're standing.
Beautiful, beautiful song. flame burning bright with the joy of the beautiful music shared here this morning, continue to burn in our hearts and voices as we go through our week, shining our love on all we meet. While you're standing, let's take this opportunity of holding hands or not. See if you can connect with somebody there, here, there. Give a little squeeze. And I'm sorry to say, please sit down because I do have an announcement. There are those times when it's just be nice to just walk away. But there is an announcement. Please ask people to check out our Lost and Found across from the bathrooms for items or relatives' pictures. We have had enough of your relatives. It's time for them to go home. And we will be cleaning out soon, so they may go home to someone else's house. So it has been a beautiful morning for all of us, I think, and I loved your singing, so strong and so heartfelt. Thank you.